Ah, man, what do I say? Another day, another time where somebody's opinion gets backlash because they, well, have an opinion. And where diehard fans shun somebody out for having an opposite opinion as them. And another day where people get angry at somebody for wanting something that is typically a modern day basic in gaming. And then try to flip that into all the other problems with gaming as if I don't agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you to a certain extent. We're going to talk about that today. And we're also going to talk about some points where I was wrong, because I can admit my faults. One, I was definitely 100% wrong when I said anything about the car list that you guys may have kind of indicated that I was saying that the game doesn't need or never had. Okay, more or less what I was saying was somebody was complaining about the car list, saying that it wasn't good enough and we needed those other cars, and I said that was a brain dead take because I thought the car list was amazing, and it's a game based in Japan, so you shouldn't be mad if it was only Japanese cars. I understand that other cars besides Japanese cars did underground racing and things like that. I was 100% wrong. That was my fault. Okay, so I was wrong in that regard, and I misspoke there. But what I was basically saying was the guy complaining had nothing to really complain about because this game does look awesome when it comes to the car list and the customization. Seems like there's a bunch of stuff you can do, okay? I understand some of the older titles have it now that you guys are telling me, okay? I didn't know that for sure. When I played those games, all I used probably since I was a kid was the R34 and a Supra. Like, that's it. Going back to that also, people calling me a fake fan for wanting multiplayer in 2025. I don't know how I'm a fake fan because I want to also race with my friends, and after a while, I feel like destroying AI gives me no fun, okay? I understand some of you guys for some reason are completely opposed to playing with players, and then you think multiplayer also means all of these other issues. Like, I agree, the stupid, microtransaction systems these games have, the battle passes, all that stuff, all those problems that come with multiplayer. I don't think this game needs that. I think single player should stay offline as well. I'm just saying it would be nice to have a lobby style mode where we could show off our builds, tunes, and share liveries and tunes with our friends and be able to, see the work that we put in the same lobby, film cinematics, and be with homies every now and then. I don't need it to be a competitive racing game. I think there should be leaderboards. I think leaderboards should also be a standard, but if it's not, I'm not dying. I just would like to go and play multiplayer and cruise with some of my homies. That's it. And I guess you guys took that as me wanting a ranked fucking SP mode and a whole bunch of other shit. Like, people just jump to conclusions. Like, all I wanted is a open world that we have a beautiful game finally set somewhere where we want with a bunch of customization that we already want as racing enthusiasts, okay? Can't deny that. This game has amazing customization. Whether or not you guys agree with me on the other front, that's totally fine. But I just want to be able to experience this beautiful experience in a multiplayer setting. They have everything I'd want from a car game, except for multiplayer, and I feel like there's a lot of people that agree with me. Now, to be fair, there's a lot of people that don't, but I don't understand the point of trying to push people away from your game because they have a different opinion or outlook than you. I mean, if that's the case, then just based off the community, then man, this game's gonna have a struggle if people are just shunning people away for having an opposite opinion. It's kind of messed up, but I understand where I said wrong in that video. When it came to the car thing, I was 100% wrong. Worded it completely incorrect, okay? So, there's that. Number two, people, I think, get it confused. When you say adding multiplayer to a game, I mean always online. That's not what that means. If anything, the game should be single player, and then when you want to go online, you sync it and then go into multiplayer. Okay? I think it should be a separate mode. I think there's nothing wrong with having some kind of lobby system. And people were talking about buying servers and then being a small development team and things like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to build up enough funding to at least add that in later. My concern was that it was said that the game will never have multiplayer in general. And then somebody that seems to be very knowledgeable about the game then comes again on that video and confirms it. And apparently it was in this interview that I'm going to attempt to look up right now. So I will find proof for you that it said it will not be in this title and they're planning on adding it to the next title. And I will show you that. Multiplayer does not need to be ranked or like competitive racing because people are talking about rammers and griefers. It's as simple as adding a kick/ban button in private/open lobby servers. That's it. I want to be able to cruise around with my friends and show off the progress I've made. At a certain point, if there's not leaderboards, for me, destroying AI does get boring because at a certain point, it just gets easy. Alright, so getting back to the point where I said there was going to be no multiplayer in this game for 2025, at least planned, and it was always planned to be an offline-only game. You guys can go and see that over here at Another Star's channel, Another Star Centurion. He made a great in-depth video as far as the full thoughts and preview of the game from what he experienced at Fuel Fest. So if you guys want to go check this video out, it'll be linked down below in the description as well. And the timestamp is 5:20, so you guys can understand where I'm coming from, okay? So this game will not have multiplayer and is not planned to have multiplayer, okay? So that was where my whole statement, my whole video came from, okay? Because I felt like it was something that not many people were talking about. And obviously, it was because of some of the comments on my video. Now, I want to address a lot of these comments. So you see things like this: griefers and cheaters that's bound to ruin your day at any moment, basically. That doesn't... Ooh. Okay, bro. If you have open lobbies that you can host, okay, or even private lobbies that you can host, why would this be a problem? And if there's single player and multiplayer, then just don't go online. If you don't want to play it anyway, then just don't go online. It's that simple. Keep it offline only single player and add in multiplayer. I don't know why when I said I would like a multiplayer for this game, everybody took it as me saying, oh, there needs to be multiplayer only. I want always online servers. Like, no, I'm on the same boat as you guys. I want to be able to play these games when the servers are down or things like that. I want to be able to play these games when I just have the download installed. Like, that's all I want. And I also want the ability to be able to go into a multiplayer server when I'm done with the campaign and getting maybe bored with killing AI and going and hanging out with my homies in multiplayer and cruising down the highway listening to a motion engine. That's just what I want, man. I'm sorry. Like, is that okay? Am I allowed to want that? It seems like people don't want people to want anything else except for what was cool back in 2009, which is totally fine. I get that. I want games to stick to their core mechanics and core identities as well. But a game in 2025 should at least be planning for maybe a multiplayer option if things go well. But as it was planned, this game is supposed to be only offline. Season passes, skins, and other various predatory monetization methods. Yeah, I think we can have open lobbies without having this. Open lobbies doesn't mean this. That's not what it means, okay? For example, DRO, that game has none of that. Does not have a season pass. It might have some skins, but you can just create them yourself via mods or the livery editor, and it might have some special cars with some special body kits, but I think there's like 2 of them, and then that game has so many mods to the point where you can just create whatever car you'd want in your wildest dreams. I don't know if you guys saw in that last video, but that looks insane. Like, you can have some crazy stuff on your car, man. I don't know why people immediately associated the two and then took the most negative route and decided to bash me for having an opinion, let alone me not playing the game as much as you guys. Yeah, I don't remember vividly the game I was playing at like 9 years old, at 8 years old. You're correct. I don't have 100% memory of Tokyo Xtreme Racer from 15 years ago. I just don't. Okay, the last game I remember from back then were the more prominent games of that time for me, which was Need for Speed, Call of Duty, and what was it, Burnout Paradise probably. And even that game I don't have the greatest memory of. It's really just Need for Speed and COD. And then I also played, you know, some of the like import tuner challenge games and the Initial D games at the, if anything, the Initial D games at the arcade or something I remember the most, because I used to go to Chuck E. Cheese all the time. They had a full simulator with like a rig, and I used to always play Initial D arcade all the time. That was like my favorite shit. I would go there 24/7 and play Initial D arcade. At SeaWorld in San Diego, they had an Initial D arcade, and I was there 24/7 because me and my mom were there every day. Okay, that's what I remember from my childhood. I don't remember Tokyo Xtreme Racer to the utmost degree. The most recent memory I have of Shitoku is cruising with my friends in online lobbies in Assetto Corsa, so I kind of want that same feeling. And by the way, griefers and cheaters don't exist in that game really, in my opinion. So there's a way to implement that without doing that. It doesn't have to be competitive racing, guys. I understand you guys might not want to compete with other racers, but that doesn't mean you're going to be forced to either. Having the option of a mode doesn't mean you have to play it. I don't really get it. I don't, it's, people got on my ass like it's not something you can just avoid or not do. But yeah, as far as it goes with this regard, man, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to do was recover the fact that yes, 100%, it's planned to be an offline game, and it is not planned to have a multiplayer, and people are tripping on me for wanting multiplayer in a racing game. And then people try to say not all games, racing games, are multiplayer. Most racing games are multiplayer, like a large degree. And then people saying to go play Forza if you want multiplayer. Bro, I don't even play Forza, so now you're just yapping. But anyway, that doesn't mean that, you know, like I don't know where it got miscommunicated that I don't want a single player offline only mode and then a multiplayer mode. Like, I don't know where that got miscommunicated or misunderstood, but man, it's all right, dude. You guys got it. I'll be releasing single player content on this game and beating times as fast as possible and trying to grind leaderboards if there are any. And if there aren't leaderboards, then I'll just be making a weekly challenge here on the channel where I choose a route, a specific route, and then we'll see if we can set up some kind of, you know, thing within our community to be able to host time trials on our own and be able to have a lot of fun, man. So without further ado, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. That's all I wanted to cover today. If you guys are still angry, then I don't know, sucks, but I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.